Okay. Love you. Bye, mama. That was my sweet mama. Good day, everybody. It is Tuesday. Right off the rip, my buddy Steven messaged me this and said, instead of a would you rather, you should ask this. So we're going to ask it. It says here you have to save 2 movies. It's a sports movie. It's a lot of movies on here, but you can only save 2. So I want to know in the comments what you guys would save and see if we're on the same page here. So here are the list of the movies. Rudy, The Longest Yard, We Are Marshall, Space Jam, Air Bud, Miracle, Youngblood, Slapshot, White Men Can't Jump, Like Mike, Field of Dreams, The Waterboy, Moneyball, Remember the Titans, Major League, The Sandlot, Hoosiers, Goon, The Mighty Ducks, A League of Their Own. That's a lot. You're going to have to possibly replay that. For me, number 1 movie, Remember the Titans. 100%. I love Remember the Titans. Denzel's my favorite actor, so I've got to have a Denzel movie, and Remember the Titans is a top 5 movie for me. I really like The Waterboy because it's funny, but I've already got a football movie in there. It's really between 2 baseball movies, Field of Dreams and The Sandlot. I love them both, but I really, for some reason, it's tugging on me to go with the Field of Dreams. So Remember the Titans and Field of Dreams are my answer. Did we match up, or what 2 movies are you saving? I would love to hear about it in the comment section. So please comment. I'd love to hear it, and we'll respond. So yeah, I'm going to go with Remember the Titans and Field of Dreams. That's that. That's your would you rather, even though it's not really would you rather. It's like, who you save? That's the new one. Who you saving? All right, guys, be sure you got your notes ready. I got 3 pages of notes. 3 pages of notes. I've been taking them all day, yesterday and today. We're a day late on podcasting, but that's okay. I'm sorry, it was so beautiful, and it was day 1 of the new time change, so I had to go golf with my boys for Twilight. First Twilight of the year, felt great. We did a 3-man scramble, shot 1 over. Probably should have been about 3 under, but it's okay. It's okay. We'll take it. Love it. Love Austin. Love Miles. It was a fun time. Yeah, I hope you guys are ready to hold on tight here. I got 3 pages of notes, and you guessed it, 99.99999% of it is Arkansas Razorbacks. You damn right. We all bleed red. I bleed Razorback red. Always. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the We'll See You Later podcast, where we talk all things Arkansas sports and entertainment from our point of view, the fans' point of view. I am your host, Jeremy, and I am riding solo today. As you can see, Jordan is not here, but it's going to be a great time. We're going to talk Arkansas basketball, my favorite Arkansas baseball, a smidge of some wrestling and some NASCAR as well, and a little bit of how you doing. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, guys, welcome to my favorite section, Pig Walk, baby. Pig Walk section today is going to start off with Arkansas basketball. Last week was tough, okay? It was tough. We had Bama on the ropes, literally on the ropes, throwing haymakers at them. And then we start to have the collapse happen, right? It starts to happen almost every time. As an Arkansas fan, you're like, here we go again. We had Bama on the ropes, and they come back, tie it up. We go to overtime, and we lose by 4. This one hurt so much more because of the effort we gave. We should have won the game. Out of 40 minutes of regulation, we were never losing. We were winning for 38-plus minutes. There was a time frame of ties, but the end of the game, I want to talk about it a little bit and then see where we're moving forward. It's hard to look back because there's so many games. We're playing really good basketball, enough to win games, and then stupid things happen. So we blow a 15-point lead, which is kind of normal. They're at home. They're the hot shooting team, so it makes sense for them to make the run. And at the end of the game, we draw up a beautiful play. I thought Battle is trying to shoot it. Gives it to Mitchell. Mitchell misses the dunk, right? Goes up for a dunk. Looks like it's an easy dunk. Misses it. Bama gets the rebound, runs down the court, hits a 3-pointer, ties up the game. with under a minute to go. Upon further review, Mekhi Mitchell was literally forearmed across the face. There is a picture. His head is tilted so far back, he can't even see the rim that he's trying to dunk on. And the ref is in the background, 4 feet, with his whistle in hand, staring at it. And he just swallows the whistle. Swallows it. You piece of trash. That foul should have been called. Mitchell's an 80% free throw shooter. We're up 3 in that moment. He can hit 1 or 2 of those and put this whole game into a much different perspective. We're going to make it a free throw style game. Maybe they come back and tie us, beat us, doesn't matter. It should have been called. Should have been called. We miss it. They do make a 3, tie it up. And then last play of the game, Battle was feeling himself and kind of was dancing for a while, and I'm just waiting for him to make the attack to the basket because that's what he's so good at. Draw contact, do something, and he settles for a very, very deep three-pointer. Not even close. We go to overtime, and we lose the game. That one hurt because we were never losing in that game until overtime. But it is what it is. We have to move forward. We have to. We play Wednesday. Okay, this is for our lives. The season comes down to these next one game at a time. So literally tomorrow, that's the season if we lose. We play Vandy. Okay, again, we did just lose to Vandy, one of the biggest, I think, losses that we could suffer at home in conference 100%, but we are the 12 seed. They are the 13 seed. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Arkansas is going to be favored by 5.5. I think the line started at 6.5. I think it's going to drop down to 5.5. Over under right at 150, 151. Last time we met, we lost 85-82, and we were never really in that game. We made a little comeback late to try to bring it back and look close, but Vandy whooped us that day. So we'll see. They did just beat Florida. They coming off a win, 79-78. I don't know. I don't know here. Florida's 21-10. 11-7, 14-1 at home, but they're 3-7 on the road, and it was at Vandy. They just beat Florida by 1. I think we beat Vandy. I think we do. I'm thinking like an 87-75. I honestly think that we're going to get it done. The last 5 games for us, we've been putting up points. Okay, we've been playing the best that the SEC has to offer, but we've been putting up some points. So I think 87-75. I'm going to bet Moneyline Hogs, the over, and the spread, if that spread is 5.5 to 6.5. I understand if you're not a gambler, I am going to risk it for the biscuit because I still, for some dadgum reason, they have shown me no reason to trust them. I still have hope. I do. If we can beat Vandy, which we freaking should, especially with how we're playing, Vandy hasn't done diddly squat poo other than beat Florida and us. Okay, we can get by Vandy Wednesday. We got to go on a 5-game road trip here. 5 games, 5 days for us to get to the tournament. I don't know if that's even possible, but we're going to have to take it one game at a time. One freaking game at a time. So let's say we beat Vandy tomorrow. We will be playing South Carolina, who is the number 5 seed in the SEC, number 15 team in the country at 25-6. We played them in January and we lost by 13. But that January team is not the team that we're seeing now. Now, we might lose by 13 plus, but I'm just saying that team in January looked like they had no heart. This team at least fights. We still lose, but we're in it. We've been in every game for the last 4 or 5 games. It just doesn't go our way. Last 6 games for South Carolina, they only had 1 blowout. They've only won by double digits 1 time. All the other 5 have been 7 points or less, and they sway back and forth. So that South Carolina game can be a toss-up as well. They're not stringing it together and winning by wide margins. They're not losing by wide margins. So it looks like South Carolina, the last 5 games, they're like playing to the competition, if that makes sense to you. Like they'll play down to some teams, but they're also playing up to some teams. So when we walk in there, it could be a dogfight against South Carolina. Let's say we win Thursday. Then we've got number 4, Auburn, 24-7, number 12 in the country. We only saw them one time, and that was to open up SEC play. Whenever we played them, we lost by 32 at home. And that's when the crowd started to go smaller and smaller in Bud Walton. I have nothing to say. Auburn's a good squad, playing great. If we somehow can beat Auburn, then we'll probably play Saturday. We'll play Saturday, but we'll probably, I'm guessing, Tennessee. Tennessee, number 5 in the country. We lost by 29. Anything can happen, guys. Anything can happen. If we beat Tennessee, I'm going to guess we're probably going to play Kentucky, Bama maybe, probably Kentucky in the Sunday championship game. Got to win 5 games in 5 days. This team has not done that all year. But if you have hope, that's all you got, man. That is literally all you're going to get. I believe in this team. I believe that this team has so much heart and that they can click, but I don't know if they will. We're going to keep praying for it. We are. Until then, it's just one game at a time. Coach Muss, we believe still, one game at a time, Coach. Starts with Vandy, immediately turning around, whooping South Carolina's butt, immediately turning around, let's beat Auburn, immediately turning around, and I think we got to beat Tennessee, and immediately turning around, I got to beat Kentucky. Sounds crazy right out of the rip, but does not sound crazy if you just do it one game at a time. We can play with anybody in the country. Now, granted, when we played Auburn and Kentucky and Tennessee, we were a much different squad than we are right now. We got our butt whooped, but I just don't see that happening. I see us being dogs for the next couple games here. The next 5 games, we can be a dog and prove the entire world wrong. I pray for basketball. I really do. Can we get it done? Yes. Will we get it done? God, I hope so. So glad you guys are sticking with the Hogs like myself. I love them, man. I love them. So we're going to hop right over. You may notice that there's something different in this room, and there's going to be more. I have a gift from a family member, Zach. I'm going to shout him out. I have a gift coming for the set here, okay? I don't have a lot of space, but I have enough space that we're going to figure out what to do with it. This might move. I'll just put it above me for now. It might go above Jordan. But this right here, guys, this new little addition, it looks crazy. You might not be able to see it. This is the strikeout counter, okay? The Razorback baseball strikeout counter. We talked about it last week. The record for strikeouts, the 1972 Arizona State Sun Devils struck out 732 people in a season. Has not been touched since. Arkansas, we're going for that record, baby. We're going for it. We're up to 208 strikeouts on the season. Conference hasn't even started. Conference week starts now. So let's do a recap of last week. So this right here, this board will get full of those. I mean, we'll write on the wall if we have to. I don't care. I know the owner. Let's get right into it. Let's do a recap of last week. Arkansas played 4 games. 9-7. We beat UCA. UCA is scary, okay? Because UCA has nothing to lose in this game. Arkansas literally is going to pitch whoever they want. It's a weekday game. Weekday games in baseball are very difficult because you don't know who you're playing. Like, we don't know. Arkansas is going to be throwing out there. Some guys are not going to get a lot of playing time during the season, or maybe somebody's on the up and up, and they're going to want to get those arms going. So you're hoping that somebody or these guys can put together a pretty good outing. UCA hit the ball. Arkansas should have lost this game. I'm not going to lie to you. We got saved by the long ball. Something we've been begging the Hogs to do is hit home runs. You know, we know that this team's got a lot of power, got a lot of pop. We got bailed out by Big Ben hitting a 3-run bomb and Aloy hitting a grand slam to win 9-7. 7 of our runs came off 2 hits. We'll take it all day. We'll take those weekday victories whenever you don't know what you're going to get on the field, on the mound. Pitching did have 11 strikeouts. 6 pitchers got to go in there and got to get their arms done. They contributed pretty heavy up here for the week. Then we turned around and we played McNeese. I want to say McNeese State, but I think they stopped doing that. It just said McNeese. It is what it is. McNeese, we had to play a doubleheader Saturday. So 3-1 first game, 11-1 second game, 18-5 third game. It was a great weekend for us. For the week, we end up having, so for the week, we go 6 home runs, 42 hits over the 4-game stretch there. Got to be super happy with it. But the big story for me, Peyton Stovall is back. Peyton Stovall had, I swear to you, like 14 freaking shin guard, foot guards on there. He also had, I think they said like a metal, some sort of metal plate kind of on the top of his shoe. He played DH, which was fine. It was so cool to have the guy come back, and it felt like he was the engine of the group. So, Peyton Holt to me is the spark plug. You had Mr. Consistency start happening with Spraglot a little bit there. They took him out a little. They move him around. You have Jonesy starting to heat up. Wilmschmeyer is kind of a hit or a miss kind of guy right now, but his athleticism's through the roof. Diggsy, still Diggsy. What I'm loving right now is that when we plugged in a Peyton Stovall, it was like everybody felt more comfortable. And I think that that's going to be his role, that is our true leader. You can't have, you can have leadership in the bullpen, but it's got to produce on the field. That's where your pitcher's going to be. In that batter's box, we got to have a leader that's going to wake up those bats and get that consistency going. And I think that that's going to be Stovall's job. He's going to keep those bats hot. The good news, I think, for us Hog fans, we might not like it. Our pitching is so good, we might not have to hit the ball that much. I know that that's not what you want to hear, and you like the 18-5 and the 11-1s, but there's going to be a game or two where our pitching might be a little off for sure, but our 3 starters on the weekends could be anybody's Friday starters. They're unbelievable, and they should keep us in almost every game. Granted, they may have an outing or two that's not there, and they might miss it, but they're so talented and so good. If they're locked in, we're in every game. And I believe now starting conference, we're going to extend those pitch counts from 65 to 75 to probably 85 plus and start seeing where they can go from there. I still think that, out of the innings that they pitched this week, sure, they could have gone longer, and I think we'll see that more as the conference schedule starts to come out. Peyton Stovall, though, goes 5 for 13, 5 RBIs, 1 home run, 2 strikeouts. What a great way to start your season. Get him going. I love the idea of having him out there before conference play. Don't just throw him out in conference. Let him have a couple games. We're going to go into starting pitching because that is always going to be I love hitting bombs, but nothing is in baseball to me is better than when you see a pitching staff that we have. It's just when they can't hit you, it's unbelievable. So starting pitching, just this week, Hagen Smith starts. We're going to go with our weekend starters, by the way, not the weekday because that's going to rotate. Hagen Smith, 9 strikeouts through 4 innings, 1 hit, no runs. Brady Tigert, 8 strikeouts, 4 innings, no hits, no runs. Molina struggled a little bit. Molina, 4 strikeouts, 4 innings, 3 hits, 4 runs. They didn't score when he was in, but he kind of gave them up there. It was his responsibility. So with that, we're going to go into our stat tracker for these amazing pitchers that we have. Just our starters. Hagen Smith, 2.12 ERA through 17 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, 40 strikeouts on the year. God bless America. Brady Tigert, my guy. 0.90 ERA through 20 innings, 11 hits, 2 runs, 28 strikeouts. Mason Molina, 3.57 ERA through 17 2/3 innings, 8 hits, 7 runs, 33 strikeouts. That's unreal. The amount of hits they've given up is 25 combined through over 50 plus innings. 40 strikeouts, 28 strikeouts, 33 strikeouts for that's crazy. And 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 runs through 3 pitchers. That's insane. Oh my gosh. Mason had a bad day and we won 18-5. Just saying. So just the recap, that was a quick recap of last week. I mean, we looked great. We should have looked great because those teams were bad. But the pitching, still on. Tonight, Arkansas will play 7-9 Oral Roberts. It's a first night game that we've had at Baumwalker. All of them have been day games. So this is going to be cool. I know the time changed, so the sun's still going to be out, but it's kind of cool. We're going to have a sunset game. Oral Roberts doesn't scare me. We should win. I just don't know the starting lineup and the rotation that we're going to work. Dave Van Horn throws everybody everywhere. It's beautiful, but it's also like chaos for us. Weekday games are so sketch because you're going to throw in those guys, but I think we handle them today. I really do. Hope I don't eat my words. And then this weekend, conference play starts. We have the 8-8 Missouri Tigers. Before I get into this, I am going to this game. I'm going Saturday because I'm a Brady Tigert fan. I'm going with my fiance, Carrie. I'm going with her mom and her dad. Her mom's an Ole Miss fan. Dad, it bleeds Razorback red. Love you, Dad. Cannot wait for this weekend. We leave Friday. We're going to be listening and watching the game on the way there for Friday. Saturday, we're going to be there in the pig pen. Cannot wait. I know it's the hog pen. I just like to call it the pig pen. And then we're heading back Sunday, be listening and watching on the way back. So it's going to be a great weekend. So I cannot wait. We're going to look at Missouri here. Missouri, they're not good. I'm not going to lie to you. We should sweep this series. We should sweep this weekend. We should sweep this week. Okay, we truly should. Missouri has lost to Purdue Fort Wayne. They've done a 2-2 split with them. 1-2 lost to. They went 1-2 against Northern Kentucky. They've lost to Southeast Missouri. They did a 1-1 split with UC San Diego. They did a 1-1 split with Cal Poly. They lost 10-3 to San Diego State, and they played Kansas today. This Missouri team, they're bad, okay? I'm not saying that they don't have talent, but they're bad. We should beat them 3-0, at worst 2-1, okay? If we have to give up one, I don't know where. Because if they're putting up points against these guys, all we got to do is show up with the bats a little bit, and we should be able to smack them around because our pitching should be able to hold off. So we should have a sweep this week. 4-0 is my hopefully 3-1 is the absolute worst thing that could happen. 4-0 is what we're looking at as very, very doable. The new rankings have come out. Boys and gals. New rankings. We have a new number 1, and you guessed it. It's a gosh damn Razorback. I know it's early. We don't want the number 1 seed so early. I want it. This is the first time ever I'm going to get to go to a Razorback game, and we are number 1 in the country. You kidding me? This right here, I hope this week is going to fill up. But to be number 1 in the country is unreal. The SEC's freaking loaded. But Arkansas at 13-2 has moved into the new number 1 position. 2 losses coming from James Madison, and they've actually turned out to be a really good squad. And then Oklahoma State, who is wishy-washy right now, but 2 losses, we're okay with that. LSU at number 2, they've moved up from 3. They're 14-2 as well. Oregon State has moved up to number 3. They're 15-1. Well, that 1 is to Arkansas, so that's a great tip on the cap. Oregon State can just keep winning for us. A&M is 16-0. They are the number 4 spot. Tennessee is 16-1 at the 5 spot. Duke moved up from 12-6 with their 2 wins over what was number 1 Wake Forest. They're 13-2. Wake Forest does slide from 1-7. They're 12-3 overall. Florida is 10-5 at the number 8 spot. I'm guessing they just like them. I'm not sure because I feel like they should not be 8. Number 9 is Vandy at 14-3, and Clemson slides into that 10 spot at 13-1. SEC schools in the top 25. Behind that, Bama is 15-1. They are number 14 in the country. Auburn is number 18 at 12-3 overall. South Carolina 13-3, and they are sitting at the 20 position. And future SEC foe Texas is at 23, and they're 9-6. They're only 23 because their name is Texas. That's it. They're very hopeful. And I don't know, 9-6, they shouldn't be in the top 25. A lot of these schools, the strength of schedule is just kind of weak for the guys that are behind the top 3. A&M 16-0, Tennessee 16-1. I'm not sure who Tennessee's played, but A&M hadn't played nobody really special yet. Yeah, that's the only reason. It's really early to really start judging all this. It's just nice. It just feels so damn good to have a number 1 in front of an Arkansas, especially after the shit we've been through with football, with what's happening in the basketball program. I don't care what happens. For gosh sakes, guys, you can say, as an Arkansas fan, we were number 1 in the country for at least a week. Just saying. Maybe for 2. But I'm excited. I'm excited for this weekend. Missouri game. I'm super freaking pumped, guys. I'm super pumped. I think that Arkansas should run the table for a little bit. Looking around, LSU's good. I think A&M is good. I think that our pitching staff, if you guys can just picture, our pitching staff is so stinking good right now. Yeah, again, they're going to have a game or two where they're not there. Maybe someone's got their number. They should keep us in almost every single game. Every single game. Guys, they might be snooze fests when it comes to the sticks. Maybe our bats wake up. They did wake up a little bit this weekend. We really needed them to. But to be honest with you, they don't necessarily have to. We just need 1, 2, maybe 3 innings to put a team away. And that's a great problem to have. Okay? I love great pitching. Hitting is great, but when we played Oklahoma State a couple years ago, we had to win 20-12 or something like that, and everybody was like, "That's crazy." To me, that's fun baseball and exciting. Great baseball is whenever somebody like a Hagen Smith goes out there and shuts down the now number 3 team in the country, Oregon State, with 17 strikeouts out of 18 outs. I mean, that kind of stuff is baseball to me. This is baseball, is Arkansas' slogan. That is baseball. Okay, so super excited for number 1 team in the country, Arkansas. Super excited for this weekend. I cannot wait till next week, and I have my co-host so we can shoot back and forth. Because remember he talked about those beach balls? I could talk a little smack now. He talked about those beach balls. What beach balls we talking now, Jordan? There ain't no beach balls. This team looks damn good, and I'm so excited for it. So, yeah. All right, guys, so we're going to have a new section here. Wrestling has kind of stayed where it's at. They're building up these stories for WrestleMania. And so I'm kind of skipping into a new sport. Not new to me. Raise hell, praise Dale. But NASCAR. I'm all in on some NASCAR right now. I don't know if you have seen the Netflix series. I think it's called Full Speed. If you watch that and you're not a NASCAR fan, after it, there's something wrong with you. But I've been watching NASCAR. I had to deep dive back into who I want to follow because I'm, a Dale Earnhardt fan, Mark Martin fan, Dale Jr. fan. Really like Kevin Harvick actually as well because he took over the Goodwrench car, so I kind of like leaned with him. I hadn't really been in it. I was kind of in it when I'd ask my dad and I'd ask my mom, and they have their people. So my mom, I think she's a big Chase Elliott fan. My favorite number is number 12, and I started watching the show, and I was like, man, I like Ryan Blaney. I like him, so I'm all in on Ryan Blaney. He's been placing top 5s almost all year. So the point system right now going into Bristol, and we'll deep dive more into it. But the point system right now, Ryan Blaney is your number 1 point leader. Kyle Larson 2nd, Martin Truex 3rd. Byron is going to be 4th. Tyler Reddick 5th, tied with Ty Gibbs. Seventh place is Ross Chastain, tied with Denny Hamlin, and number 9 right now is Chase Elliott. So that's your top 9 NASCAR people. I am trying my damnedest to go to Talladega, baby. I'm trying to go to Talladega for a playoff run. I think, man, NASCAR is so exciting to hear that going and the rumbling of the thing and the wrecks that happen. I'm all in. I'm rocking right now. I had a vintage market moment, and I got me a Mark Martin Kellogg shirt. I mean, I'm all in. I'm all in. I love me some vintage NASCAR stuff, and I got to get into the new stuff. My buddy has now, Ian, has now given me a Ryan Blaney car I've got up there. I need more space. But all right, this next section is Jordan's favorite section, guys. It's the how you really doing section. And I've got to tell you, man, I'm doing pretty good. Sunday was a rough day. It was my dad's birthday. We took my mom out. We celebrated, and we had a really good time. And then I came home and I had a moment. And that's okay to have those moments. So I'm not here to like feel bad or pout or anything like that, but I have a moment. And as a man, I don't really know, take this off. And as a man, I don't really know how to grieve. No one ever teaches you that, right? They don't tell you that. They tell you to kind of suck it up or, get your shit together. And that's kind of what I've done. I've just tried to fill some shoes that in my mind I was never meant to fill, and one that I can't fill. My dad was a mountain of a man. And some of you guys have that person in your life. My dad was a mountain of a man. My dad cut off the top of his finger, picked it up, put it in his pocket, told my mom to take him to the hospital. They stitched it back on, and he came back and finished the job. My dad literally had a kidney stone the size of, it looked like a damn rock, a jagged, big rock. Didn't even know he had it. The whole hospital, he was in the hospital, had to give him a sample. It tinked in the toilet. They had to go get it. For the next 4 days, he was like a science experiment. People kept coming into the room to look at this thing. I'm not even kidding. They compared it next to a dime, and he didn't even know he had it. This man's pain tolerance was through the roof. Never complained, nothing, man. His scale of 1 to 10 was my scale of 1 to 2. If he said 5, that's like a 45 for me probably. So I can't fill those shoes, but I've been trying to. Not in a sense of replacement, but in a sense of just filling in. And I tell you what, it's gotten me a lot closer. So I very much enjoy getting to know who he was in the role that he had, and being able to possibly step into a role similar to that to carry on his name and his legacy. You're damn right I'll do it. I wanted to go on here instead of a how you really doing thing. I kind of wanted to come on here and just give you some encouragement, man. This podcast has been going on now for 7 weeks. Something I never probably thought I would do, and something I've actually fallen in love with. I'm having a really good time doing this. And so if I can reach out to people and I can help you in any way, or if I can maybe speak a little bit of some life, maybe make you laugh, give you a distraction, that makes my whole day. That makes my whole day. And that makes my soul happy, man. So if you're doing something that makes your soul happy, I very much encourage you to keep doing it and share it with people. So, man, if you feel like your life is a little bit weird right now and you're in this spot and you don't really know what to do, just know that it's okay to not know what to do. It's okay to not be okay. I haven't felt the same since my dad's death, and that was in July. That was July. It's over 200 days ago, and it feels like it was yesterday. I still don't know what to do with my life. I very much enjoy my career. I'm now enjoying podcasting and maybe a radio gig or something. Who knows? But it's okay. I'm okay. My soul's okay. I encourage you very much to take a step back, slow down, breathe, enjoy the moment that you're in, even though it's a struggle or a grind, and know that you're okay. And I'm a faith-based guy, and I know God's got me. I do. We went to church this weekend and had an amazing moment of listening to this man speak. And it really touched my heart to reach out to people even more than I am. And to be sure, this is the big kicker, I pour my cup out as much as I can because that's what I feel. I feel so happy and I feel like I'm the best version of me is whenever I'm pouring into everybody and trying to help everybody. You've got to reach back and fill your cup up. So if you're going through any stress in any way, shape, or form and you feel like you just got nothing left to give, find a way to fill your cup up. Find a way to be fulfilled so you can fulfill other people again. One thing that I've learned through all this stuff is while, yes, my dad's gone and there's a lot of things that come with it, it's kind of like we're crayons, you know, and I learned about this a while ago and I understood it, but I'd never had it affect me. But there was a saying that said, broken crayons still color. And man, life sometimes is going to life you. Sometimes it's going to take people away from you. Sometimes you're going to lose your job. Sometimes you're going to lose money and you're going to stress out. You're going to freak out. And just imagine your crayon that's got a nick, or you're a little bit more dull, or, you know, you pour out so much to people and get nothing in return. Or maybe you just lose connections with people, or you're just going through and it's like you just feel like you can't get out of the spiral you're in. You know, it's just one thing after another. Hell, today, guys, I'm not going to lie to you. I was doing a delivery, and when I took the exit, everybody slammed on their brakes, and 7 drinks, shakes, and energy drinks all fell into my floorboard. I thought the worst. I cussed in my head. And I felt like, I was like, man, that's just one thing after a freaking another, man. What's next? What's next? And then I had to stop myself. Like, no. Stop getting in that mindset. So for me, that was just a nick on my crayon, you know, like a little nick. I can still color. I'm still good. And so today I just tried to smile more. I needed it, but other people did too, because if somebody came in and I was being an a-hole, I could just ruin their day, right? And then I get my nasty mark all over them. Like, no, I want to make sure that I color within the lines of your life. Like, I want to be able to help you. I want to be able to leave you better than you came. So if you can share some love, even if you're not feeling it, even if something's going on in your life, just know that broken crayons, no matter what, they color. You color, baby. You can color. So that's my advice to give you if I can, is just to keep trying your best to help other people. The man talked about it at church for me this past Sunday. Love people and love God. It's very simple, but it's the 2 most important things in this world that we should be doing is loving people and loving God. And so I'm trying to follow that. So I challenge you to do the same thing. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for being with us on this journey. Can't wait for Jordan to come back. It's going to be exciting next week. Going to talk more Arkansas sports. I pray for you guys this week. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. That's going to wrap up episode 7 of the We'll See You Later podcast. A little bit shorter episode here, riding solo dolo. Hope you guys enjoyed it, man. I love you guys. Have a great rest of your evening. Love you, mama. 3 things to live by before you go. Never piss into the wind. Hogs by 90. Never trust a fart. And until next time, guys, we'll see you later.